Success isn't just about money. It's about winning in every area of life. Welcome to the Larry Hulsey podcast, where we dive into leadership, business, personal growth, investing, and family so you can prosper the way God intended. I'm Larry Hulsey, and each episode will bring you the wisdom, strategies, and motivation to help you level up in every part of your life. So if you're ready to grow, lead, and succeed, let's get started. Hey, how's it going? This is Larry Hulsey with the Larry Hulsey podcast. Listen, today I want to talk to you guys about setting goals, how to set goals that actually get the ball moving for you, okay? Move the needle on what you really want in your life. So I was talking to one of my people on my team today, and I thought, man, I got to record this because I want to send it to her, and I want to be able to have this resource available. So I thought, hey, I'll just record it for the podcast, and we'll do the deals. It's great to have you. And really, the first thing that you want to remember when you're setting goals is Jim Rohn talks about, the 30-second goal setting session or lesson is to decide what you want and write it down. If you'll do those two things, you're going to be ahead of 98% of the population, literally just by deciding what you want and writing it down. And what I found in this conversation today is that most people, and I already knew this, but most people have never really thought in terms of what they actually want. They just think in terms of what they think they can get or what somebody else told them they can get or, whatever. They don't really think in terms of that letting those creative juices flow to decide really what they want. Whenever we go into talking about goal setting, I want you to think about what you really want, okay? Not what you think you can get. Because if you think in terms of what you think you can get, you're not going to set very exciting goals, okay? So you don't need to think about how. Right now is not the time to think about how. It's the time to think about what you want, not how you're going to get it. Because if you start thinking about the how, you're just going to shoot yourself in the foot and your brain's going to completely shut down and it's not going to come up with, it's not going to really let you dream and let you stretch your brain, okay? So what we're going to do, I'm going to take you through an exercise and you'll need to spend some time writing, okay? So I'll go through it. But you're probably going to want to pause this in the middle and take some time to write out a list of things because we really need to, this is really like an active exercise, okay? So this is something we call the be, do, have exercise. So I'm going to have you write a list of everything that you want to be or become, okay? So here in a moment, I'm going to have you just pause the video and I'm going to have you write down for like 5 minutes, just write until your hand won't write anymore. Everything that you can think of that you want to be or become. So maybe you want to be a great dad, a great husband, a leader, a pilot, a business person, an owner of, you want to be a pilot, you want to own an incredible business, you want to be bilingual. Okay, there's a million different things that you could be. And the reason we want to do this, we want to do what you want to be or become first, because you got to be the kind of person that can do the kind of things you want to have the kind of things you want. Okay, so it's going to be what you want to be, what you want to do, what you want to have. Right now, just stop the video and I want you to write for the next 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, let's say. Just set a timer and just write everything that comes to your mind. Don't judge the ideas. Don't think about how you're going to be that or anything. Literally, if it comes to your mind, just write it down. We can always eliminate things later if you don't want to have it on the list. But I just want you to just let your mind go on paper, okay? So number one, everything you want to be. Stop the video now. Go ahead and do that. All right. So if you did the exercise where you wrote down everything you want to be, the next list that I want you to create, I want you to spend 3 to 5 minutes doing this, is I want you to write down everything that you want to do. Okay. So you want to travel the world. You want to travel to this country or that country. List all the countries you want to travel to. List that you want to, build a successful business. You want to learn Spanish. You want to learn to fly. You want to build be the number one person in your company. You want to, whatever it is, anything you can think of that you want to do, things that you want to do, things you want to do with your family, places you want to take them, things you want to pay for your family, different investments you want to make. How much money do you want to have? Do you want to build your investment account to be? So everything that you want to do. So spend 3 to 5 minutes and just write everything you can think of, everything you want to do. So go ahead and pause the video now. Do that now. All right. So now you should have a pretty good list of things you want to be, things you want to do. Okay. So the next thing is things you want to have. All right. So the third point is things you want to have, which is like your, things you want to own. You want to own a certain kind of house. You want to own a certain number of, rental properties or a certain number of doors for your real estate portfolio. You want to have, a certain kind of business. You want to have, Rolex or, whatever it might be. So these are more like, your physical things, your material things, the amount of money you'd like to have in the bank, the amount of money you'd like to have in investments, the amount of cash flow you'd like to have from those investments, the amount of income you'd like to have from your business or from your job, and start writing all of those things. So spend 3 to 5 minutes and do that. Okay. So if you did those 3 things, and this is really about action, you have to take the action to get this done. So what you've done by writing those 3 lists is you've started to stretch your brain and stretch your mind. And the thing about your mind is once it's been expanded to a new way of thinking, it can't ever go back to its old way of thinking. So if you have written down all those things, you've stretched your mind, you've let your mind go to some new places. And until your mind goes there, your body and your reality can't finish. So you have this list. Now I want you to look at the list and I want you to think about, on this list, I have all of these goals written. I want you to go through and I want you to write down either a 1, 3, 5, or 10 next to each thing. And that 1, 3, 5, or 10 represents the number of years that you want to focus on to get those things done. And again, don't even think about how. Just think, okay, this is a 1-year goal, 3-year goal, 5-year goal, 10-year goal. Now this is going to start to bring some clarity to the way you're thinking. So if you find that you have all these 10-year goals, it's 90% 10-year goals, then maybe you're thinking a little too far out, only too far out. And same thing, if you only have all 1-year goals, then you're thinking too near term, and maybe your goals are too small. So go through, identify how long it's going to take you to achieve each of those goals. Okay. And you can just pick a number. It doesn't even have to be like, don't worry about getting it wrong. So many people are worried about if they write down their goals that they're just worried about getting it wrong. And I think that comes from our schooling system. Our schooling system has trained us to not get the wrong answers, that we want to be right. We want to get the right answers all the time. And listen, in real life, that is not a thing. Okay. It doesn't matter. You don't know how many goals I've set and missed. Set a goal, set a date, missed it. Okay. Goals that I still have on my list, that I've had on my list for 15 years, 20 years, that I still haven't achieved. But I want to make sure I let my mind go to those places, because if the mind doesn't go there, the body will not follow. So the mind has to go there first, then the body's going to follow. So we got this list of goals. We've stretched our brain. We're setting the dates for the number of years that we believe it's going to take for those goals. So then what I would do is I would go through each list. Okay. Be, do, have list, all 3 of those goals. And I would pick the top 3 1-year goals. Okay. So 1 from each category, top 3. And I'd pick the top 3 most important 3-year goals. Pick those top 3, 1 in each category. Same thing for the 5 years, same thing for the 10-year. When you're done with this exercise, what you'll have is 12 solid, high priority goals for you over the next 1 year, 3 over the next 1 year, 3 over the next 3 years, next 5 years, and 3 over the next 10 years. So now we start to have a framework that we can work within and start to make decisions based on what's going to achieve those goals. So whenever we're looking at, hey, listen, like in our business, we do a lot of events with our team, and it's important that our people are in those events, because if they're in those events, they're going to get inspired. They're going to get the strategies, the techniques, the tactics to go out and make their goals happen. And if they choose not to go to those events, then what they're doing is choosing not to achieve these goals. Okay. Because if you're making a choice that's taking you away from your goal, then you're literally making a conscious choice to not get that goal. So make the list. We've got the framework. Now you want to make your decisions based on what you've written down, what you want, and where you're going. Okay. So this is the starting point of goal setting, and we just got to go for it. And then the next thing you want to think, okay, I read a great book. It's called Who Not How. You want to start thinking, who can help me reach these goals more than how am I going to reach these goals? Because sometimes we get into the how and we think, I've got this big goal. Maybe I don't have the skills to do that. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Well, listen, start thinking in terms of who. All right. So one of the things we've done in our business is built a great team. And we want to, when we're building our team, we like to recruit people that have skills that we don't have. And that's the beauty of what we do, is that we can, I have a skill of, one of my skills is working with people, talking to people, meeting new people. I love meeting new people, and I love meeting all kinds of people. I don't care if they're, high on the, net worth list, or just a guy even on the street. I mean, I just like meeting people. I like learning about people. So that's kind of a core skill set of mine, is working with people, meeting people, networking with people. But maybe some of the other more technical skills I don't have. But guess what? Because I'm not really like that organized. Well, I'm not that organized. I'm saying I'm getting more organized all the time because I'm speaking it into being. But if you look at the reality of my life, I'm just more free spirit than a very organized person. So I like to recruit people to work with that are organized, that have skills that I don't have, because they can offset some of my weaknesses. I can bring some of my strengths, because sometimes somebody who's very organized might not be as great with, meeting people and networking. They may be, but they might not be. So think in terms of who you can work with more than how you're going to get it done. Because if you'll think in terms of who, if you have a very clear vision of where you want to go, then what's going to happen is you're going to attract what you put your mind on. So if your mind is on these goals and these things that I want to achieve, then you're going to be attracted to that. And then you want to think in terms of, okay, who can help me reach these goals? Who can I learn from? Who can I partner with? Who can I connect with? Who's done this before? Who's achieved these kind of dreams before? What can I learn from them? Can I talk to them? What can I learn, or who can I partner with, or who can show me how, etc. So now, once you have these goals, now you want to get a way to keep these goals in front of you consistently. Okay. So you may have heard of the term, doing a dream board. Yeah, I love dream boards because it's a visual representation of your goal. Having a dream board, that works for me because I'm very visual. All right. So I personally have a digital dream board. So I have a folder in my photos on my phone, and the folder is called my dream board. Okay. So it's the dream board folder. And so as I'll get on Pinterest, I'll look up things that are, airplanes. Like, biggest thing I want, biggest goal I have is to get airplanes, okay, jets, and multiples. All right. So that I can have the freedom to go anywhere I want to go, when I want to go, not have to fly commercial, which flying commercial is not that bad except for the schedule. It's just that the scheduling isn't always what you want it to be. Where I live in Texas, I got to connect through Dallas or Denver or Houston, or I could go to Vegas. Anyway, I got to connect somewhere. And, you run into these connection problems, and you run into delayed flights and then missing flights and all that. So I really want to have, one of the biggest things on my mind is I want to have a jet or two or three. Okay. So that I can get exactly where I need to go, fly from where I am in Amarillo, Texas, directly to the town that I need to go to have meetings. If I want to take my wife to dinner and say, hey, let's go to that restaurant in Dallas. Let's go to Bob's Chop House in Dallas, or let's go to dinner in Houston tonight. Be able to just jump on a plane on your own and fly there. Okay. And I have several friends that have jets and have airplanes, and those are guys that I'm connecting with. I'm asking questions, I'm learning about, and the different ways that we could make that happen. Okay. So on my dream board in my phone, I got pictures of the jets that I want. Okay. I've got pictures of the houses that I want. I've got pictures of us spending time with the kids. I've got pictures of, skier doing a big jump, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's me at 75 years old. So I've got visual representations on my phone, and I actually set it to where the phone will, and you can just chat GPT this if you want to know how to do it, how to make an album from your phone, the screensaver. Okay, so I've got the screensaver on my phone so that every time I pick up my phone, it's showing me my goals and my dreams, which keeps it top of mind. So whatever's on the top of our mind, whatever we're focusing on is what we're going to get. And this is the last thing I'm going to leave you with, is you want to focus on what you want. Okay, so many of us focus on what we don't want. Whenever we ask somebody, hey, what do you want? Sometimes they don't even know how to take that question. They're like, they start telling you what they don't want. Well, I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be unhealthy. I don't want to be unhappy. And it's like, bro, wake up. I said, what do you want? Not what do you not want? Because if you're focusing on what you don't want, whatever you focus on, that's what you're going to get. So you want to focus on what is it that you want in your life, and don't worry about making the wrong decision. Don't worry about if what if I don't get it? Who cares? Okay. It costs nothing to dream big. It costs nothing to go big and go for big things in your life. And one of my biggest purposes is I want to be an example for people that you can have it all. You can have a great marriage while you have a great business, while you have great kids, while you have success in your investments. You can literally have it all, but you're not going to have it all if you're focusing on the minutia of your problems and the minutia of, well, how am I going to get it done? I don't know if I can do this. The minutia of unbelief. You're not going to get it done if you're focusing on those things. You've got to focus on the results. Focus on the results of what you want. Put your whole focus there. Put 99% of your focus on what you want, and you're going to be amazed at how God will bless you with focus, with attracting the people that you need in your life to make it happen. I hope you have a great day. Rock it out today. Please like, subscribe, share if you got any value out of this, and we'll talk to you guys next time. That's a wrap for today. If you got value from this episode, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a show. And if this message resonated with you, share it with a friend and connect with me on social media. I'm at Larry Hulsey, and I'd love to hear how you're applying these lessons in your own journey. So remember, success is more than just one area of life. You want to keep growing, keep leading, and keep prospering the way God intended. We'll see you next time.